Let me ask you a question. What happens in someone's mind when they have to wait for something? Think about it. When you can get something right away, you don't think much of it. It's easy. It's always there. It doesn't feel special. But when you have to wait for it, when it's not so easy to get, your mind starts to wander. You start thinking about it more. You start wanting it more. That's the hidden power of making a woman wait for you. Now, hold up. I don't mean playing games. I don't mean ignoring her on purpose or trying to make her upset. This isn't about being cold or distant. It's about understanding something very real. When you are always chasing, giving, texting, calling, and showing up without her asking, you become common, predictable, boring, and eventually invisible. That's why the usual advice: text her all the time. Tell her how much you like her. Show her you care by doing more, giving more, proving yourself. It doesn't work. Not long term. Not if you want her to crave you. Because when you're always there, always available, always doing, you teach her that she doesn't have to work for your attention. She doesn't have to wonder. She doesn't have to miss you. And guess what? When there's no space, there's no spark. The spark comes from tension, from mystery, from desire. And desire only grows when something feels slightly out of reach. Now here's the part most men miss. Making her wait isn't about punishing her. It's about prioritizing yourself. You don't need to pull back. You just need to live your life. You go to the gym. You build your business. You chase your goals. You see your friends. You create peace and power within your own mind. And naturally, you're not always available. You're not always texting. You're not always chasing. That space, that absence, creates a psychological effect. She starts to think about you. She starts to miss you. She starts to feel something that can't grow when you're always there. Curiosity. And curiosity is the seed of attraction. This is where the game shifts. You're not the man trying to prove himself. You're not the guy hoping to be picked. You are the man who is already full. You are the one she starts to wonder about, to think about, to crave. And it all starts when you stop chasing and start choosing yourself. Why chasing her kills her attraction? Let's talk about something that almost every man gets wrong. Chasing. Most guys think chasing a woman is what you're supposed to do. You're told, show her how much you care. Buy her things. Text her all day. Make her feel like a queen. Be the one who tries the hardest. But here's the truth no one tells you. The more you chase her, the more she runs away. Why? Because when you chase, you're telling her one thing loud and clear. You're more valuable than me. You are the prize. I'm here, hoping you'll choose me. This makes her feel like she's already won. There's no challenge. There's no mystery. There's nothing to get excited about. Because she didn't have to work for it. She didn't have to earn your attention. You just gave it away, freely, quickly, and constantly. And when something is always there, it starts to feel boring. Think about it like this. Imagine someone gives you a beautiful gift every single day, without you asking, without a reason. At first, you'll feel surprised. Then maybe you'll feel happy. But after a while, you'll start expecting it. You'll stop valuing it. The same thing happens when a man constantly gives himself away without being asked. She doesn't see your attention as something rare. She sees it as something automatic. And anything automatic loses power. So chasing might feel like love. But really it's just fear. Fear of losing her. Fear of being alone. Fear of not being chosen. But here's what happens when you stop chasing and choose detachment. You let go of the fear. You stop needing her approval. You become calm. You become focused on you. You become a man who moves with purpose, with or without her. And guess what? That's the kind of man a woman starts to notice. That's the kind of man she starts to miss. That's the kind of man she begins to crave. Because you didn't try to win her. You just kept building yourself. And that's what makes her want to come closer. Why space creates desire, not distance. Now let's break a myth that ruins most relationships. If you give her space, she'll lose interest. Wrong. Giving space doesn't create distance. It creates desire. You see, when you're always around someone, texting, calling, hanging out non-stop, something strange starts to happen. They stop feeling curious about you. They stop feeling that spark. They start to feel full. Not emotionally full in a good way, but too full, like they've had too much of the same thing. It's like eating your favorite food every single day. No matter how much you love it, eventually it stops tasting exciting. You don't crave it anymore. It's the same with attention, especially from men. If a woman knows you'll always be there, always available, always texting, always saying yes, she doesn't feel the pull anymore. She doesn't feel the tension. And attraction needs tension to survive. But when you create space, real space, something powerful happens. She has time to wonder about you. She has time to feel your absence. She starts thinking, what is he up to? Why isn't he texting me like before? Did I do something? Has he moved on to something more important? That curiosity becomes desire. And that desire builds attraction. It's not a game. It's nature. People value what feels rare. People are drawn to what feels slightly out of reach. When a man makes space, not by playing hard to get, but because he's actually focused on building his life, that space creates gravity. It draws her in. And here's the key. It only works if the space is real, not fake, not forced, not to get a reaction. You're not pretending to be busy. You're actually busy with your purpose, your health, your friends, your mission. You're not trying to make her feel anything. You're simply making yourself feel whole. And the side effect of that? She starts to feel something she hasn't felt in a while. Hunger for your energy. Because you stopped feeding it to her constantly. Now she wants it. She waits for it. She wonders when it's coming back. That's how desire is born. Why giving, chasing, and proving never work long term. Let's talk about something that most guys are doing wrong. And it's the reason they get ghosted, ignored, or used. They keep trying to give more. They keep trying to chase harder. They keep trying to prove their worth. But here's the cold truth, brother. If you're always proving, you're already losing. Let's break this down in simple terms. Imagine a man sees a woman he likes. She's pretty, confident, and cool. Right away, he starts texting her a lot. He gives her compliments all the time. He sends her gifts. He tells her how much he likes her before she's even shown any real interest. He's thinking, if I give more, she'll like me more. But what does she see? She sees a man who's trying too hard. She sees a man who puts her above himself. She sees a man who needs her attention to feel good about himself. And guess what that triggers? Not attraction, but disinterest. Women don't fall for the guy who chases them like a lost puppy. They fall for the man who's already full and doesn't need to chase. Why? Because when you're chasing, you're saying with your actions, you are more valuable than me. Please pick me. And that mindset kills attraction. Now, this doesn't mean you should be cold or disrespectful. It doesn't mean you can't show interest. But it does mean you need to stop proving and start being. Because the right women aren't looking for a man who gives her the world in one day. They want a man who has his own world and slowly invites her in. They want a man who knows his worth, with or without her. A man who chooses her, but doesn't need her. There's a difference. And that's where the power of Stoic detachment comes in. You're not cold. You're not mean. You're just solid in yourself. You're not running behind anyone. You're not proving yourself to anyone. You're living your life. You're focused on your mission. And if a woman wants to join that journey, amazing. But if she doesn't, that's okay too. Because your worth doesn't go up or down based on her opinion. You know who you are. And that mindset, calm, stable, confident, is what makes her want you more than any gift or compliment ever could.